Hello game trollers, and welcome to a new video, and welcome to a little countdown video, a little short countdown video, or at least I hope it will be short, and it's my top 6 possible Telltale games, possible upcoming Telltale games, where I talk about what franchises and stuff I want Telltale to make into a game and stuff. So yeah, should be interesting, should be fun. So yeah. And at number 6, we have Sherlock, or just Sherlock Holmes in general. Due to the nature of Telltale games, where they're mostly sort of dialogue and sort of investigation type of stuff, I feel like Sherlock would be perfect for a Telltale game. And it doesn't have to be a direct adaptation of the show, the BBC show or whatever. You could do whatever you want with it. Like you could use old school Sherlock, or maybe even do like an elementary sort of thing. I don't know, even though elementary is kind of doo-doo, but not throwing any shade. So yeah, there's a good amount of stuff you can do with Sherlock, being episodic and stuff like that. I feel like Sherlock Holmes would work pretty well in sort of a Telltale environment. So yeah. And next up here, entering the realm of anime, at number 5, we got Death Note. So Death Note, I think, would work really well with sort of the Telltale formula. There's a lot of talking, there's a lot of investigating, there's a lot of figuring things out with Death Note, and you don't even need to keep up with the whole L and light sort of thing. You can make like a completely new storyline with new characters, one person with a Death Note and like the person trying to find the person with the Death Note. You can make a completely new one. There's a lot of things you can do with sort of the concept of Death Note, of a guy getting a book that he can kill people with. And there's also a lot of decision making, which is also a Telltale sort of thing. The Death Note, should I kill this guy or not? Should I do this or that? That there's a lot of stuff you can do with a Death Note game. And as I said, you don't really need to keep L and Light, even though, yeah, you don't really need to keep L and Light, because their story is sort of so, like, that story is just so complete and, sort of strong that trying to mix it up or change it would just be wrong. So make new characters. But yeah, I don't think that will be the last anime. So yeah, time for number 4. And sort of entering the realm of video games here for number 4. I just thought of this because I haven't actually made a list for this video. I just thinking it up as I go along. I only had like the one idea. Dark Souls. Basically, I mean, the lack of plot is the plot of Dark Souls. And Bloodborne and all those kinds of things. I mean, I really do not know the plot of Dark Souls, if there is an actual plot. I just know, I don't even know. Basically, I'm saying Dark Souls because it's very open-ended in terms of what you can do in terms of story and characters and stuff, because there are no story, there are no characters. You can do a lot with Dark Souls, with sort of like a medieval sort of wizard dragon sort of fantasy world that Dark Souls have made, unlike say like a Lord of the Rings, which is sort of like with some other things, is very sort of compact. Like I said with the Death Note thing, L and Light, their sort of story is so, like, you can't change that story. Same thing with like Lord of the Rings, Game of Thrones, they managed to pull something out, which is cool. But yeah, so Dark Souls, very open-ended, a lot you can do with Dark Souls. So yeah. Honestly, I should make a t-shirt that says "so yeah" on it, because I say that so much in these videos. I don't even say that much in real life. Anyways, number 3, keeping up with the anime theme, and again, don't know why I picked this. Dragon Ball. I feel like Dragon Ball could be good, I guess. I don't know. Jeez, have a new. My mom's phone started randomly ringing. Maybe make a new sort of story, you know, new characters and stuff like that. Maybe, I don't know. Like, I really don't know. But yeah, I mean, or you could just do something new with like Goku and the gang and stuff. Probably after Dragon Ball Super, after the whole Tournament of Power thing going on. I don't actually know much about Dragon Ball. I know enough. I don't know much. But probably after Dragon Ball Super, maybe between stuff like Dragon Ball Super and Dragon Ball GT, or like Dragon Ball Z and Dragon Ball GT, or Dragon Ball and Dragon Ball Z, or something like that. Or, you know, I don't know. Maybe doing like one of those time skips, or maybe just make a new set of characters and stuff. I don't really know. But yeah, I feel like Dragon Ball would be pretty good, you know, for all the quick time events and stuff in Telltale games. I feel like Dragon Ball would fit in quite well in sort of that whole thing. But yeah, time for number 2. And at number 2, one of the only things I actually thought of before making this video, I had an entire list, but for some reason my email is doing weird stuff. Like, I can't sign in. I gotta wait like a whole day. I was not about to wait a whole day to record this video. So next up here is Star Trek. I was very close to actually putting Star Wars, because, you know, obviously Star Wars a lot more popular. I feel like that's probably the most likely. They would more than likely make a Star Wars game instead of Star Trek. But Star Trek, same with like most of these on this list, I feel fits with the Telltale formula and sort of Telltale's way of doing things better than Star Wars. Because Star Wars, well, first off, just like I said previously, Star Wars has got a very compact sort of story where there isn't much you can really do with it anymore, because they've just literally done everything at this point with that whole universe, unless you just go way back before, like, even Phantom Menace. Is that the name of it? I feel like I made a big mistake. Even way before, like, Phantom Menace and stuff, with like Jedi and like old school Sith and all that. You could do that, but yeah, Star Trek, I feel it works a lot better. Because, I mean, think about it. You could have a whole new crew, whole new ship, whole new adventures and stuff. See completely different things. And also, like, the relationship with the crew, you know, it could, like, form and do weird stuff later on. Like, you could be cool with, like, the pilot or, like, the engineer or something. And that would, you know, like, the crew relationship, I think, could also be, like, a big thing, a really good thing. Sort of like a Telltale Star Trek game. And, you know, obviously have your action set pieces, and Star Trek is a lot of talking and figuring things out and decision making as well, you know, so there's a lot of stuff you can do, you know. I don't know, like, maybe you could play as like the captain of the ship, or maybe you could not even play as the captain, maybe like just a regular person on, like, what's the name of the like the crew, like the security team, or like the soldier people. I've completely forgotten it. Hold on. Elite Force, that was the thing I was looking for, like the elite force of like that certain ship or whatever. You could, and also there's the two sort of sides. You could do like old school Star Trek, or like new Star Trek, you know, the movies and stuff with what's his face. J.J. Abrams, I think, makes the new Star Trek movies. I can't remember. Or was it Spielberg? I genuinely don't know movies. Anyways, so yeah, Star Trek. There's a good amount of stuff you can do with Star Trek. So yeah, but now for number 1, the main reason I made this video in the first place. Telltale Doctor Who, number 1, Doctor Who. I enjoy me a good bit of Doctor Who, and they haven't had a good game ever, really. I mean, they've had a bunch of random platformers and like weak puzzle games that, you know, like, sure, they were good for what they were with like Matt Smith and all that, but, you know, like, I really want like a proper Doctor Who game at this point. I mean, we really haven't had one, and it should have one. It's like the show could do with a video game, but first off, I think BBC, they just can't afford making a video game, apparently, and that, and like, you know, maybe there's some complications with how you would make a big grand scale game and stuff. So just give Telltale the license to make a Doctor Who game, and boom, the Doctor Who game. First off, episodic. Doctor Who's a show, episodic. What are you gonna do? You know, there's a lot of stuff you can do with like a Telltale Doctor Who game. You know, there's Doctor Who's a lot of talking, a lot of decision making as well. There's so much you can do. You know, maybe even making completely new doctors, maybe even not even use the Doctor, maybe even have like another Time Lord or something. Who knows? There's a lot of stuff you can do. And honestly, I feel like that's more than likely what they're gonna do. I know they're probably maybe making a Mr. Robot game at some point, so maybe the Doctor Who would probably come by like 2020 or something. I'm not sure, or maybe like even 2021. By that point, I think the 13th would be gone. So I think Jodie would be gone by like 2021. So crazy, but yeah, that's that. I feel like Telltale could possibly make the best Doctor Who game. I mean, obviously, there's a lot of stuff like in Doctor Who you could also do as sort of like an action adventure, sort of like a open world game. Besides sort of the Telltale way of doing it, you could actually have like a proper game. But as I said, BBC probably can't afford it, and I don't know. Maybe they think it wouldn't sell well? I don't know. But yeah, I mean, I have ideas. I may even make a video on like my ideas of how to make a Doctor Who game, but that's for another time. So yeah, number one, Telltale Doctor Who, I think is very likely and should happen very soon, and it should just happen full stop. So yeah, but anyways, that's it for this video. Hopefully you guys enjoyed. If you did, please like, comment, and subscribe. I'll probably leave the link in the description to my Telltale Batman and Telltale Guardians of the Galaxy videos I made like last year, just for your viewing pleasure. Probably leave it in the description. Universe mode sort of on hiatus because I've just gotten tired of the amount of editing and just annoyances I have with the actual game itself. So it's gonna go slow. By this point, I probably won't finish the series by 2K19 coming out. So I mean, I'll try, but it's definitely not gonna happen with like the pace and the rate I'm going with here, because I can only like record on certain days, like Tuesday and like Thursday, and maybe if I'm lucky, like some of the other days if like my parents aren't home. But yeah, so yeah, that's it for this video. Hopefully you guys enjoyed, as I said, and if you did, please like, comment, and subscribe. See you in the next video. Troll on, Mabel. Ow.
Hey man, I found a crashed Nova Corps ship right smack through the wall.
Yeah. Ouch.